Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We have 4 topics for this video. The first topic has to do with a question that you should ask yourself. And not only yourself, but anyone else over there that you might have a conversation with regarding Ukraine and Russia and, the war over there. And the question is like this. Do you know why the International Criminal Court from The Hague issued an arrest warrant for the Russian President Vladimir Putin? Do you know the reason why? You know the allegations, the accusations? All right. Now, I'm going to give you a hint. You probably, if you're not very knowledgeable, will say because of war crimes. Destroying and all that. But, well, I'm going to give you a hint. Nope. It's something else. We say, well, that's a war crime. You'll see. You'll see. Now, the second topic that I have here is something that is not happening in real life, usually. That is a weak individual pressing a strong individual into doing something. It's like, let's say, in real world, you would go to the bully in school and you say, give me your fucking lunchbox. I want to eat your food over there. How many times have you seen this? I don't know how strong you are, but let's say a weak country like Ukraine would press United States, the strongest country, for something, to do something. Have you ever heard this in real life? I guess not. But here you have Umerov, the Tatar from Ukraine, the defense minister appointed of the Ukrainian nation, going to Washington, D.C. and talking to the strongest country in the world militarily or economically, however we want to take it. Right. If not right there. And presses the Americans. Have you ever heard or written in the mainstream press, which I call them operatives, system operatives, that this country presses US? It's only one country that really can do that, and that's not Ukraine. Right? It starts with an I. Nevertheless, that's the second topic. The third topic, I will show you how Ukraine moves forward, becomes civilized by getting fat. The Ukrainians have a chance to get fat. And that's a reason to celebrate. Why? Because McDonough shows up. McDonough shows up to help them feed themselves with quality food. I'm all for coming and say, I want to sell McDonough. McDonald's, okay, McDonough. I want to sell McDonough. All right, it's within my rights to say, no, thanks, I don't want to buy that. I buy healthy food. But what if you have only McDonough? If you have, let's say, Wendy's, if you have, let's say, Arby's, you have garbage food. And that's mainly what you have to choose from. How can you fight that? With all the hormones and all that. So these guys are celebrating McDonough pairing with a gas station in Ukraine, therefore very available, the burger. All right, but you should have the right to say no. So I can't blame Ukraine as long as I have alternatives. All right, next one. That's one country in Europe, European Union and NATO member state, who says that we were blackmailed if we don't do what these guys tell us to do against Russia. Can you guess what's the name of that country? I give you a hint. Their prime minister has big balls, and it's a VO, not a VO. Okay, you understand what VO? Viktor Orban. Anyway, that's one. And the other one, the same country says, for good reason, without Russian oil, they can survive. Therefore, if they impose sanctions on themselves, like the imbeciles in Germany and other places did, they will be starving. What will they do? They will ask the big boss to blackmail them in the future by providing them with, I don't know, oil if they have. And we have it, but we're not allowed to really use it or extract it because of, the global warming. All right, let's go. The first article. I'm going to disclose to you the reasons why the ICC warrant was issued for Vladimir Putin, the president of the Russian Federation. Ready? For alleged child abduction. Right? That's the exact thing. And you heard it here. It's the same day. This is Fox News. This is, where is that? Fox News. I got Fox News, both of them. Jesus Christ, the other one should be, no, that's it. That's Fox News. I thought I got it from two different ones, but I thought it was because it's the other one's the Hill. So yeah, Fox News, 2 times, my bad here, nevertheless. So we got it. Alleged child abduction. The Kremlin has dismissed concerns about Russian President's upcoming trip to Mongolia, which will expose him to arrest under a criminal court warrant. There are no worries. We have a great dialogue with our friends in Mongolia. Pop, 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 whoop, pop, pop, pop. The attention to Putin's latest trip derives from fact that Mongolia is a member of the International Criminal Court, ICC, which in March 2023 issued an arrest warrant for Putin over alleged involvement in abduction of Ukrainian children. Now, why would you abduct Ukrainian children? Well, we are told that the Russians hate the Ukrainians and they want to destroy the Ukrainians. So why would you take someone else's children in your country to do what? To enslave them? To raise them, to protect them, or just, I mean, if you want to, because those children at one point will know, like a, how do you call it, a child who was adopted. A child who was adopted, let's say I showed up in a family who adopted me, let's say in Zimbabwe. At one point, I will realize by looking in a mirror and around me that I kind of look different. And I'm going to ask the question if I will not be told, how come I look like this and you guys look like that? And I will tell the truth, or I will search for it and will find out that I was, I belong somewhere else. Like the Ukrainian children will find out one day that they were Ukrainians and the Russians, the parents who I live in, or the system, the country, actually destroyed my nation. So what am I going to do? If I was taken by force by Putin, do you think I'm going to be a Russian patriot and a productive member of the Russian society, or I will try to sabotage everything and everybody? So I'm not going to take some Trojan horses possible in the future, which are children going to grow into adults. Why? When you, as a criminal that you are already, you could, right? That's a different thing. Because why? Remember in the old times, and that's valid for now if you look at Trump, and I will explain. In the old times, when a king or a lord in medieval times or before would take over another country and get the other king, will not kill only the king. That's stupid. Will kill every other person, male in the lineage. Children, grandchildren, brother, sister, uncles, cousins, and so on. Why? Because those guys do not want to be, around you and at the end, in the middle of the night, clack, 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 right there. All right? So that's the way it was. And now let's go to Trump. These guys will not get only Donald Trump, will get all the Trumps, including Baron Trump. These guys are at war with the whole Trump dynasty. As Trump, let's say, destroyed the Bush dynasty, he almost destroyed the Hillary Clinton's dynasty. Obama's dynasty is growing. So it's about dynasties, families. Can't you see his families? But hey, we are free people. I thought that kings and families no, it is the same thing. And we are the freest. We have dynasty. We have Kennedy dynasty. We have Bush dynasty. We have Clinton dynasty. We have our Obama dynasty. We have, what's his name? Trump dynasty. They are destroying one another to the end. So the thing with abducting Ukrainian children, why do you bother? You give them food. You have to take care of them. Why would you? Just to hurt them? Is that what it is? I mean, don't be baboons. Now let's go to the second topic, which comes from the Hill. This was my confusion. The Hill. Ukraine defense minister presses U.S. to allow use of long-range weapons to Russia. The thing is, the way the title was written is like Ukraine can do squat. They try to give the illusion, the mirage, that Ukraine is an independent, sovereign country that fights its war, and it just needs help of the free world to fight the tyrant Putin and a few guys in the clique. They're not the Russians, but the Russians also voted for this guy, and they participate. Therefore, they are guilty, according to these imbeciles. But if you say, okay, but then let's say all the guys in 1945, in 6th and the 9th of August 1945 was also responsible, all the Americans, because those guys decided to commit a war crime, 2 of them, And they were ready to commit a third one and fourth one and fifth one if the Japanese did not surrender unconditionally. By the way, today is the 2nd of September. This is when the Japanese showed up on that little American warship, I think in the Yokohama Bay, and they signed a forever occupation by the good people. That's when it happened, 2nd of September 1945. So, are they guilty, all the Americans? They voted for the guy who said yes. Because, yeah, the guy who said yes was the guy, the vice president, but they sent to the other one. So the ticket was Roosevelt and Harry Truman. And then when Roosevelt died with a mini stroke with his mistress, remember that one? No? Okay, look into it. Then this guy came into office and say he was informed by the real owners of the country. Sir, we have the Manhattan program here and we possess nuclear weapons. We just need your bullshit approval. I know that we will drop them on Japan. And he said, really, we have it? No, yeah, let's do it. All right, that's the way he didn't know, supposedly, about the program. My point is, really, Ukraine will press United States of America. Have you heard, let's say, other countries? China presses United States of America, India presses, Brazil presses, Russia presses. No, but somehow Ukraine, please. Now let's go and see how these guys get fatter, because this is the Western way of life that Russia tries to stop. Yes, Russia had McDonald's as well. All right, we have to agree with that one. I'm okay with the offer. You can offer me this, you can offer me that, you can sell it. The problem is my job as a free person to understand, to do my homeworks. And say, no, I'm not going to eat that because what the fuck is that? All right? Why? When you go to a dealership to buy a car, if you don't do your homework, you're going to be taken as a fool. So you have to do your own homework. And nobody will sue the dealership because, hey, you sold me this, I don't know, Mercedes overpriced. It was $50,000 to manufacture it and everything put in it, and you sell it to $120,000. An S-Class, let's say, which is right now it's more than that. But nevertheless, what would you do? Are you going to sue them? They're going to say, sorry, this is how much we said. It's a negotiation. We gave you this product, overpriced. You were a baboon, did not do your homework, and you paid. So your ignorance paid. Now go to work, motherfucker. Or sell your house and live under, but stay in your Mercedes. The same here. The free to choose. Where are you? Free to choose. Milton Friedman. Great, great guy. From time to time, I very much recommend Milton Friedman. Jewish, right? But very smart, and take what's worth for you and what could help you. The same, you're free to choose. You make mistakes on your own if you make. But hey, they want the government to make a decision for themselves. Why? Because they're ignorant, they're weak, they're cowards. So they think the government will protect them. But the government will come for more and more and more. And you will not have room to back off anymore. And what are you going to do? You're going to be begging like a pussy. You're not going to fight. You're not going to be I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about a weak strata of our population, which is most of it, overwhelmingly most of it, 95%. They will lay down and cry and beg for forgiveness, and they will be fucked, and then everything taken for nothing. Little by little. Why? Because that's the tyranny psychology, the tyrant psychology, and the bully, the same thing. They're going to take little by little. But these guys are okay now. I'm just going to wear a mask. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. That's fine. They protect us. Really? That's just in the middle. They pushed to see how far they can go. And they went pretty far, very easy, with the land of the free and the home of the brave. God damn it. So what's going on with this restaurant? So, McDonald's opens first restaurant with new gas station partner. That means they're spreading their legs. All right, McDonald's opened a new location in Odessa, marking the chain's 10th restaurant in the city and the 103rd in the Ukraine out of 118th total. As I said, you're free to choose. But that's the whole point of being free, responsible for your own actions. You don't do your homework, you get taken. As long as you're free to choose. Next one, and we have Hungary, obviously. Russia Today. European Union nation vows to defy Western quote-unquote blackmail. The Hungarian Foreign Minister, Peter Szijjártó, who I like very, very much, has complained of being stigmatized for seeking an end to Ukraine conflict. I think that's accurate, and I will tell you a little story about a Hungarian woman, that I talked about, and the reason why she didn't like Szijjártó, and you're going to figure out that's a light motive, a general motive. Hungary will continue to insist on a peaceful settlement of the Ukraine conflict as soon as possible, despite Western pressure to change its stance, Foreign Minister Peter Szijjártó has said. And let's see here, right here. When I present a position for peace, I get stigmatized. They say that I am pro-Russian, pro-President Putin, that I am almost a Russian spy, that I am Kremlin's propagandist. And you're going to see the low level of the intellectual debate right here. And that doesn't surprise me. The foreign minister also noted that, and I'm quoting, the intellectual level of the debate on the resolving of Ukraine conflict is not very high. That's why he's a diplomat. Instead of saying it's baboonish straight like I do here. Explaining that Hungary has seen only stigmatization and no counter-arguments in response to its stance. Yep. And I'm quoting, this not help solve the problem, but they don't want to solve the problem because they see this is their problem, not ours. We are going to continue to defend our position. We will have to face very strong pressure, sometimes even blackmail. We face demands to change our position, but we are ready to do so also because this is the will of the Hungarian people. They did a referendum about that. Should we sell weapons? Should we send weapons? And they said no. What do you want? The issue here is not what we think about the war, but what we think about how peace could be achieved in the shortest and fastest way. We believe that the more weapons are supplied, the longer the conflict would last. That means the Ukrainians would lose sooner. We do not see any solutions on a battlefield, only at the negotiating table. This should not have started. And we have the next one. Hungary can't survive without Russian oil. Budapest does not have a suitable alternative to Moscow suppliers, Peter Szijjártó has insisted. Well, I tell you what it is. They will be blackmailed by the guys who said, you get rid of that and we're going to supply you with oil. Deal or no deal? And they said, no deal, because we see what you did. Every time a country doesn't do what you order them to do, you impose sanctions and you're going to strengthen them economically. And if that doesn't work, as my model of, unfortunately, the four diplomacy tools that America has since 1991, got rid of real diplomacy. Brzezinski and others, they got rid. I'm not talking about Madeleine Albright. I think she was a war criminal, because remember how many Iraqi children died because of the sanctions that she agreed with. Remember, is that famous or infamous interview? I think it was with 60 Minutes interview with her, and she said, she was asked if she thinks that is a price worth that I have. Is that how? I can't remember how the question was, but she said, do you think it's worth the price of having about 500,000 Iraqi children dead because of the sanctions imposed by the United States of America on Iraq? And she said, yes, I think the price is worth. Why? Because it's not her children. It's someone else's. So that's a war criminal right there. Not only mentality, also the action. So you have Peter Szijjártó. We have the U.S. diplomacy that was limited to four tools in their diplomacy toolbox, which is threats. I'm going to whoop. The other one, blackmail. The other one is regime change. And the other one is bombardment. Hungary is at the last one. They tried, and they will keep trying with that handsome Hungarian opposition leader now that these guys are pushing, like Navalny. Have you noticed that the opposition leaders, usually supported by the Western countries, are not ugly? You know what I mean? But are handsome. And usually men, not women. Did you notice that? Like Navalny, he was good looking. This Hungarian opposition leader, he's good looking. And they're all tall. And why? First, you get that. She's not going to give you pussy, and you vote for whatever she says you should vote for. Right? All right. That's the in a nutshell how we are manufactured to vote or to go in one direction. Pussy whipped, and not only. So here you have the 4 tools, as I said. And now let me tell you the experience, the conversation I had with this Hungarian woman a few months ago, 3 months ago, and she lives in Hungary. And she said that when I asked about Peter Sziarto, first I said Peter Sziarto. I said, well, no, Sziarto. Okay, whatever, we talk about the same person. And her problem with him were two problems. The first one, he talks too intellectually. And the other one, he wears only Armani suits, or only, he's too, right there, he's too elegant. And that's a problem. So what is he supposed to do? Wear a hoodie and say don't shoot? And his pants to his knees or something? Is that better than this? He respects himself. So she had a problem with his, that he respects himself too much, in her opinion, because she, and I'm not bashing her, she can do whatever she wants and she can say whatever she wants, but I'm not a baboon. I'm allowed to interpret her and talk about her statements. So that was one woman who thought that he's too concerned with his look. That's true. When you're too concerned with your looks, that could be an ego factor. And people with a big ego factor are easily, hey, you're so good, you're so nice, and he's going to do whatever you want, usually. So that's another one. So it's always this, that's Roman saying, media aura est. That means the middle is golden, means gold. So don't do too many excesses. Like, for instance, in moderation, in the ancient Greek virtues, one of 4 was moderation. Don't go to the extremes. Courage, wisdom, and so on. So here it is, my friends. Here it is. Hungary, they're coming from me. This is the today's video, and think about it. Don't get too fat. We can't fight these guys. As long as they are allowed to do what they're doing and they don't tell us what we have over there in the food, I'm fighting so hard. I like to eat. But I'm fighting so hard with the food. I'm working out every freaking day in various ways. I eat 1 time a day, and the rest is just. And I'm good, but not. It's very hard. And yeah, the metabolism. You're getting older and so on. But no, that happened for the past, I don't know, maybe 15 years, more than 15 years. It's just it's something there. I went to Romania and I ate over there. I worked out less for 2 months. Less. I lost, I don't know, about 5 kilograms, or about 10, 12 pounds, just like that. But nevertheless, here it is. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.